tool in Chicago.
Okay.
So with that vehicle tied to hundreds of millions of dollars and no job creation tied to it, it was simply unbelievable. Now, just to their credit, a couple of months ago, based on our 6 years of advocacy, that they passed an ordinance in City Council that if you request TIF funds, it got to be tied to actual verified job creation. Otherwise, there's a clawback clause that say you got to pay back these TIF dollars back to the district it came from. That was never done before.
6 years later, huh?
Yeah, but we're very persistent. The Black Chamber does not give up.
And that's what we need to do. We need to collectively not give up. We need to collectively come together and support, the Illinois Seal Bill, HB 5723, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the most importantly about the Illinois Seal Bill, the reason I got involved with it is because, no, I have not been arrested or convicted of a crime, or have a background. But that does not, isolate me from the people around me that are affected by it. I have family members that are affected by, things that they've done when they were younger, or things they may have done in their past. And, people deserve a second chance. People change, everybody needs a leg up. And so I truly believe that we need to have a second chance system for individuals, The person that I was when I was younger, I'm not that person now,
Absolutely.
And that's not to say I was a bad person when I was younger. That's the importance of a seal bill, and the reason that I'm so passionate about the seal bill is because I'm watching our communities just go down, just from lack of economics, and this is the reason why I suggested bringing the seal bill and the economic conversation with the infrastructure piece together, because we really need to have a serious conversation about how do we rejuvenate our communities and bring them back to life? How do we pump breath back into our dead communities? We really need to do this, and we need to do it fast, because things are happening around us very fast. Well,
I think part of the way you get there is looking at the tax abatement legislation that's written for underserved areas around this country, whether it be new market tax credits, whether it be TIF, the redevelopment tool, using our property taxes. Those are all vehicles that we have not learned how to use, which spends hundreds of millions to possibly billions of dollars, but yet we're not participating because we don't understand how the process works.
What bothers me is that you say we don't know how to use, and you just explained to us that we had 20 African-American aldermen, or 19 African-American aldermen that sit down in city council. And then some of them have been down there for, a nice, tenure. And to say that we don't know how to use a tool that, that like you say, is the #1 source of development in the community, it's sad. That to me, and this is not to take a swipe at anybody or nothing political. That just says to me that we're in a sad position that we don't have anybody that can actually even rally the troops and call them to the room in a Black Caucus meeting and say, hey, we got this tool, y'all, we need to use it. Everybody else using it. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, basically, I talked to you earlier today, and some suggestions I made was that if they don't understand, then let the people that do understand come in the room and not be paranoid that they're after their seat. Because we were taught to get educated, be productive citizens. We've done that, but yet we're treated like we're carrying an X on our back. See, one thing this system is built on, a permanent underclass. Illinois Seal Bill helps remove some of those barriers. African American Employment Plan helps remove some of those barriers. Understanding how TIF, new market tax credit, work from a development standpoint. We create our own economic system to get things done.
Right. Well, listen. How do individuals actually, because there's a lot of talk about the seal bill. They say it don't work.
Mm-hmm.
How do people really benefit from the seal bill? Let's dispel all the myths right now. I got an X on my back. Mm-hmm. I can't live with my mama because I got an X on my back. I can't get a job because I got an X on my back. I can't pay child support because I really want to pay child support, but I got an X on my back. I can't. Sometimes you can't get financial aid to go to college because you got a particular X on your back.
Mm-hmm.
How does this seal bill help me?
Well, the bottom line is there are so many people that say they want to make a blanket rule for everyone. And what I tell people is that you need to have your record evaluated individually. You can't say, well, because it didn't work for Will, it won't work for Mr. Dancy. We both had the exact same offenses. We need to look at your record and see, you know, what were you convicted of? What was the sentence that you received? And there are agencies, and I'll give you some information about that as well, that do this work and do it for free. And the attorneys who do it know it backwards and forward, because this is the type of law that they practice. Right now, the legislation is not as strong as it could be, which is why we're introducing new legislation. Currently, if you have any conviction on your record whatsoever, right, you're not able to expunge your record or destroy it, okay? But again, you need to have an attorney to take a look at it, because there are going to be some exceptions to that. So if you had a supervision, or specifically something called a 710, 1410 probation, because you were a first-time low-level drug offender, those things are expungible. Right? So the people that would know that would be the people who work on it. So bring your record to them and let them review it. Sealing. Right now, sealing is limited to nonviolent misdemeanors, right? So any of those assaults, those batteries, no matter how old they are, it's not like it's your credit report. It doesn't drop off after 7 years, right? But that doesn't mean that you don't come. Again, bring your record so someone can evaluate it. The other thing that we can do currently is very low-level drug offenses and prostitution. So in Illinois, our felony offenses, the X is the highest, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it would have to be a class 4 prostitution or drug possession case in order for us to do any type of sealing work presently. We know that. That's very limited. Right? But that doesn't mean, again, that you don't bring your record so that we can evaluate it and assist you with what the current law says. Now, the sealing bill says, let's take it a step further. Let's do more of those nonviolent misdemeanors. And let's not just do class 4, but let's do class 4s, let's do class 3s, and then let's also do some limited class 2s that are drug cases, right? Because let's be real, in our communities, years ago, it's not as prevalent, I guess, maybe as it used to be with those crack cocaine laws that we had out there. You know, a lot of these folks, even though it may have been 10, 20 years ago, they can't get that off of their record. But they've been clean that entire time. They haven't been using, they haven't been selling, they haven't even been arrested by the police. Those folks need to be able to get that off of their records and be able to get back to work. I agree. So that's why we're saying this expansion will allow us to help additional people. So it does work. I'm the executive director for the Wiley Resource Center Legal Support Program. And we're one of the agencies that help people to do this, and we do this all the time. Also, Cabrini Green Legal Aid. They do excellent work. They're the ones that trained us, right? So while we've been doing this for the past few years, they've been doing this even longer than we have. So, you know, you really don't want to just listen to your friend or your cousin or somebody that you know from the community or off of the street that's telling you that it's not working, but because we can help you. So bring your record over and let us see what we can do for you.
But Melissa, I'm embarrassed. I mean, is this confidential or everybody going to know that I got this sealed, or am I going to have to sit there and explain to you what happened, or how? I mean, I'm really embarrassed. Is that going to really?
I'll put it this way. Let's say that you're sick medically, right? You have cancer, or you have diabetes, or you have high blood pressure. When you go into that doctor's office, in order to save your life, you need to tell that doctor what's going on, right? And it's the same thing with your attorney. Now, you need to know this about the attorneys. These are not people that are not real, right? They have licenses, right? So we have confidentiality that we need to abide by. So I'm not going to go out and say, you know who came over to the clinic the other day? I saw Mr. Dancy come over to the, you know, we're not going to go out there. We're not going to share your business. These people are professionals, right? This is what they do. Just as if you were going to an attorney because you wanted to do a prenuptial agreement, or you wanted to, you were going through a divorce, and that attorney is bound by attorney-client privilege, it's the same thing with the work that we do. And we enjoy what we do. We enjoy giving people not just a second chance, but another chance.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And Mr. Dancy, how can we work to assist our aldermen in correcting not the mistake they did. They did a great job with passing the infrastructure bill. I think we definitely need an infrastructure bill. But how do we work with them to make sure that they increase the capacity to include African Americans and minorities in this project?
Well, first we create a public policy team. One, you have to understand the law and how the law flows. That's first and foremost. Education, training. Once you learn, been educated, then we need to train you how it attaches to government. And from there, we also keep a report card as to how we're working with our legislators. Mm-hmm. As I talked to you earlier before, I was talking about the parking meter fiasco and how we're tracking. I think we paid out $80 million this year. I think we paid out 70-some million last year. So I want to see how quick we get to the 1.15 billion that we got on the front end and selling a long-term asset to pay current liabilities. That's like you selling your house if you own it to pay your car note because it's behind. Mm. That's my basis as I can put it, and that's what we did. I mean, we could not did a cost-benefit analysis of the previous 75 years, see how much money was raised during that 75 years, and then projected out based on inflation or any other issue. They came out with a reasonable number.
You're talking about cost accounting, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Right, because I mean that's what it sounds like to me. Cost accounting. I mean, those of us who are degreed and have been to a collegiate atmosphere, we know about accounting, correct? And these people that we send it down to represent us, whether it be local, state, or federal, I would assume, I don't know, that they would know how to do math. Well, somebody in a camp would know how to do math, correct?
Well, given that this is politics and you don't always get the best apple out of the bunch, usually people come out of somebody's organization. Just because they came out of somebody's organization doesn't mean that they trained in how government flows, what's a capital budget, what's an operating budget.
Are you, Mr. Dancy, it sounds like to me you're saying that some people aren't qualified.
That's exactly what I'm saying. As a person that has watched politics since Harold Washington first won and have a 97% voting record, you're damn right I watch politics.
And you know, if I can say this, gentlemen, you know, one of the best things that we need to be paying attention to is I don't need to know everything, but I need to surround myself with a team that knows different things. I'm not into healthcare, but my cousin is, you know, or I might not be into accounting the way Mr. Dancy is. So what you need to do is pull people into your team.
It sounds like what I've done today as far as bringing Arness Dancy from the Chamber of Commerce and Attorney Melissa L. Williams from the Community Justice Coalition to discuss something that's very relevant right now to our community. I mean, we have to, again, Inglewood, Lawndale. I'm from Inglewood and Lawndale. So we have to begin to be able to break down that west-south side conversation and begin to build capacity and work together as a people, because everybody else around us seem like they doing something, and we got the police riding around our community.
Oh, exactly. If I can go back to one other point is, and I think you know about this as well, it's a law called Section 3 of the HUD Act regarding how HUD administers its construction dollars around the country. Well, I've been chairman of the Section 3 of the HUD Act for the National Black Chamber since 2011. I've been following this law since 2000, when it was first brought to our attention. And basically, we had November 2009, I filed a Section 3 complaint against the Chicago Housing Authority, alleging that they were not in compliance with Section 3 of the HUD Act as it relates to letting contracts and job opportunities for not only public housing residents, but those live in and around public housing. Well, that audit came out in January of this year, and it was totally startling what the results were. The audit covered 2008, 2009, and 2010. The audit, and this audit was conducted by the National HUD Office. It indicated, and I have a copy of it with me today, it indicated that during 2008, 9, and 10, Chicago Housing Authority issued $1.6 billion with a B dollars in Section 3 covered contracts for those 3 years. Section 3 is a law that states, it was written in 1968 by Paul Fletcher. He's the son of Dr. Arthur Fletcher, the black man who wrote America's Affirmative Action Law. This law has been in the book since 1968. It says 30% of new hires on HUD construction contracts should be public housing or low-income people. What the audit showed was, during that 3-year period, CHA let $1.6 billion. 10% of contracts went to Section 3 business that hired those Section 3 workers. CHA did not let $1 of that $1.6 billion. The law says at least a minimum of 10%, so $160 million. Suppose went to Section 3 business over that 3-year period. Not $1 went.
And let me ask you, what does a Section 3 business look like?
A Section 3 business is any person that lives in and around public housing that's 50% ownership of their own business. That's all a Section 3 business is. You don't have to be licensed, bonded. I'm sorry, you have to be bonded, but not licensed to be a Section 3 business.
Wow, so that sounds like entrepreneurship, small business creation. Absolutely. That sounds like something that maybe if I sold some drugs when I was younger and got convicted of it, and we was just so happen to get this Illinois Seal Bill, House Bill 5723 passed, I can get my background sealed, and then Section 3 money can help me start a business that'll employ my neighbors, right?
Absolutely.
That's correct. And during that same year, during that same 3-year period, not only was $160 million Section 3 contracts not awarded to Section 3 businesses, but 13,000 jobs were lost. Now, who do you think lost those jobs? Who predominantly lived in public housing?
Well, last time I checked, the national average for African American unemployment was above 13%.
Oh, definitely.
So
if you look at this, where our legislators should be as far as when it comes to law and economic opportunity. Partnering with us gives them, like Ms. Williams, Attorney Williams said, that basically it gives you a team. But you got to want to form a comfortable team that you believe and trust in that's going to do right. Most of us that do community work, we've been at this for quite a while. We have a reputation of doing what's best for the people.
Well, let me tell you this. I want to thank both of you guys. It may seem like we're being sarcastic, but what we want to do is break it down in layman's terms so that all of our people can understand what we're saying. So I'm not making light of the House Bill 5723. No, I'm not making light of the infrastructure piece. Everybody who knows me knows that I'm very serious and passionate about helping our people. And I'd like to thank Attorney Melissa Williams for coming out.
My pleasure.
And giving us this knowledge. And tell us that bill number again.
It's House Bill 5723, 5723.
And why don't you give them those phone numbers again so they can call and ask their representatives to vote yes on that bill?
So if you know who your representative is, you want to call 217-782-4040 in order to get connected to their office and ask them to vote yes, but also step up to the plate and be a co-sponsor for our community on this bill. And
Mr. Dancy, how do we learn more about the Chicagoland Black Chamber of Commerce?
Right now, the organization is in formation. We expect to have officially launch in August of this year. But in the meantime, you can reach me at 773-708-8817. Email address is info@inglewood, B as in black, C as in chamber, C as in commerce.org.
And again, I'm William Burch, and would like to thank you for joining us tonight. I think we did pretty good. I know I was being a clown, but
Play it loud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Yo, that's right. No doubt, representing 213.
Right.
Funk Dubious.
This is 50.
Hey, Rick. Yeah.
G-Unit.
The Dubious. Check it. Intro. Rock my coat without the Crisco. Creased up khakis, a 40 and my pistol. Dump sack of window. Homies gave the signal. Wick check. Food stamps for my kinfolk. I'm hitting corners in my 6'4" dipper. The set tripper. Shower caps and house slipper. Sip my liquor. Sit back, count my trippers. The flip chickens. West side be the sickest. Ghetto enterprise for show. Making duckets. 100 spokes. They turn a 20-piece bucket. Bullet ducking. Gel tats on my stomach. The cold-blooded. Beat my county coat stomach.
What?
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on ya. 1, 2.
Jackson
Yes,
the
so
third,
knocking on ya, ya,
aka
ya, ya. 1, 2, throw you to the floor. Yes, so knocking on ya, 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 ya. Riders,
Maybe you can help me
insiders,
out.
suiciders. I jack car
This is
stereos,
Mother's
change
Day
my
weekend.
baby stoppers. Put them high
Rope.
for the shady double timer.
Hey,
Go wild, roll
got
solo
hope.
on trade ties. But through
And
the
you know
ghetto,
what?
till my figure
You know
was
what? You
special.
know what?
Lincoln Continental, Gangsta
IPF.
Mental, South Central. Strawberry Hennessy,
Hey.
a dap of Amaretto.
50
LA
Cent.
Metro, Lolos filled with petrol. Diamond bezel, yo, we
Non-profit.
bells like some balls.
Shout out.
Shout
Shout out to Richardson Palo, African Life Youth Foundation, Festo Muasa, Nairobi, Kenya. And what else am I going to say? Shout out to Vincent Ume in Lagos, Nigeria. And Cabs, my friend Cabs Peterson, in Johannesburg, South Africa. And our 2 international directors in Accra, Ghana, Kanusi, Ghana, and also Steve Gilmore Wilson. I haven't heard from our vice president for a long time. He's in New South Wales, Australia. And really and truly, I'm trying to find Doc Walls. Doc, I'm trying to get in touch with you because this is a very good time in history. I'm one of the black inventors, and everything wireless, household appliances, geocities.com/Loud Productions 60609, and also the SkyAx, SK space ACTS, crooked letter, they killed her. Now it represents my sons, my brothers, and Timothy McVeigh. SkyAx laptop, paper copy now. Just like I'm sitting here, I'd have it and have my paper and have my attaché case. Look at this flower. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And I just hate that they didn't make it. You know, I was invited to this yacht party here next week. It's a double-decker yacht party. It's in New York. Well, I haven't been to New York since when? Since my brother, LaShawn Stanberry. He was editor of a Probanthum newspaper, and he had to in Harlem, Jersey City, Sean Stanberry. I remember those days. That was before the World Trade. I remember us sitting in Sardi's. I remember my brother. I got 2 brothers. LaShawn is now deceased. But Chris, co-editor of the Indian Post, he's still here. Now he's in Chicago. Okay, Chris, this is me, Sean Stanberry, sister, my brother Sean. He was blonde, blue eyes, so we know. Kingston Mine, talking guitar. I want to hear my brother's music. He had a lawsuit against Germany. I got another brother, Renzi Lee Stanberry Jr., a.k.a. Imam Abdul Rahim Shakur. He's serious, really. He's serious. I have to say that with dignity and respect. When I went to the Ramadan to see my brother there, and I'm sitting beside him, and the newspaper reporters and everybody came, and they was talking about this man. And when all of a sudden they introduced him, and I'm sitting there, and then up rises my brother. You know, I'm devastated in a lot of ways. Yes, no on a rape, you know. A girl in a building, and then they had an argument, and he said, well, yeah. Because the 7 white girls they lined up said no. Now, honor Marine, 2 degrees. Yes, no rape. But anyway, we all good. We all good. I'm waiting on 50. Maybe they get this video, they'll be able to make it. Because really and truly, he's doing stuff that I want to do. I know they even might be in Hong Kong with the videos they're making, but I'll wait again. We're always waiting on Curtis Jackson III. This is 50.com. Have a nice day, evening, wherever you're at. Play my music. Play the rap.
That's right. No doubt representing 213. Funk Dubious. Hey, Rick. Yeah. The dubious. Check it. Intro, rock my curl without the Crisco. Creased up khakis, a 40, and my pistol. Dump sack of endo, homies gave the signal. Wick check, food stamps for my kinfolk. I'm hitting corners in my 6'4" dipper. The set tripper, shower caps and house slipper. Sip my liquor, sit back, count my chippers. The flip chickens, west side be the sickest. Ghetto enterprise for show, making duckets. 100 spokes, Daytona, 20-piece bucket. Bullet ducking, gel tats on my stomach. The cold-blooded, beat my county coat summit. Yo, 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. Riders, east siders, suiciders. I jack car stereos, change my baby's diapers. Put them high for the shady double timer. Go wild, roll solo on trade ties. But through the ghetto, till my Figaro was special. Lincoln Continental, gangster mental, South Central. Strawberry Hennessy, a dap of Arboreto. LA Metro, low lows filled with petrol. Diamond bezel, yo, we bells like some bosses. Flossing Nina Ross's on a laundry and Slauson. Creeping cold shit, oh no, double crossing. From Long Beach to Compton, lawless, living flawless. Yo, 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. 1, 2, 3 into the 4. Gas souls knocking on your door. That girl's got a booty bigger than my AK. With more kids than Bay Sinead. Stash my tray A, black drop top Mercedes. Late night bass heads hype, make my payday. For the sheets, the chucks and white t-shirt. Running from one time, my cones and my feet hurt. Gangsta feature, hoochies by the